Hey yo, what is going on guys? I see Wolf here, and in today's video I'm going to be telling you guys the 5 best tips to win a 1v1. I don't know if you guys know this, but I 1v1 basically all day with Discord members, with friends, and even sometimes with fans. And I've been playing the game for almost 2 years now, so I really know my way around Shipyard and the game itself. So in this video I'm going to be showing you guys the 5 best tips that you can use to win a 1v1. So the first tip, let's get started, and the first tip is you can decide where you want someone to spawn. Basically what this means is I'm going to put all the spawns of Shipyard on screen right now, and there are too many spawns, which means you can easily manipulate them. I'm going to play a bit of gameplay right now to show you guys in which I have manipulated spawns to decide where they will spawn. Basically go a bit far from I'll break it down and essentially explain what we're doing here. Basically what I'm doing here is I'm going a bit away from the spawn and behind a few boxes so that the game doesn't detect where I am and spawns the player there. That way I can easily kill the player right off spawn and they won't have much time to react, so I'll easily manage to win. The next trick is called slide bait. That is the second tip. Basically, slide tip is a very useful tip, and I'm not seeing too many people use this, so I'm going to be talking about it in this video. In slide bait, basically what you do is you bait someone into thinking where you're gonna go. I will also have a screenshot and a clip playing in the background while I speak, and I'll break it down for you guys. So basically, if you just kill someone and you use the first tip to decide where they're gonna spawn, and you go towards them, but there are two boxes in front of you and in front of the spawn, and there are two arrows as you can see on screen, and you can choose whether you want to go from arrow number 1 or arrow number 2. Now here's where the tip comes in. Basically what you do is, instead of going from one direction, you trick your opponent into thinking you're going to go from arrow number 1, and as soon as they see your name tag coming from the boxes, they're going to aim and start pre-firing. What you do is you quickly 180 and you go from the other side. That way when they see you from there, their crosshair is going to be on the other side of the box, and it's going to take them a second to move their mouse and point towards your head. But in that much time, since as all of you know, Krunker is a very fast-paced game, so since you already know where they are but they think they know and actually don't know, you'll easily be able to kill them and capitalize on their confusion. So the main goal here is to confuse the enemy and then use that confusion to kill them. So this is an extremely useful trick, and you guys should definitely use this. Okay, so for the third tip, this is actually a bit of a, well, unfair move, but it is what it is. So basically in the starting of the game, in a 1v1, there's always a warm-up time for 10 seconds. And in those for the first 5 seconds, nothing really happens. But after the first 5 seconds, the game will lock you into position. And if you're lucky enough, it will lock you into position directly in contact with a car. I'll also play a clip in the background while I speak. And if you are in direct contact with the car, what you can do is, once the warm-up ends, you can just slide right into the car. Now the good thing about this is you can see opponents through the car and they can't see you unless you're wearing wings as a back item, which I recommend not doing in a 1v1 because that gives away your location very easily. Anyhow, so if you do manage to spawn over there in direct contact with the car, you can just simply press W and slowly slide into it, and then when the enemy comes around, you can just simply shoot them and kill them, and it's as easy as that. The fourth tip I have is kind of an obvious one, but I'm still gonna say it because it's pretty important. Don't camp in 1v1s. Camping generally in Krunker doesn't get you anywhere because Krunker is a very fast-paced game. If you're camping, you might get one kill in pubs, but in 1v1s, people will see you from far away and they'll just use any of the previous tips to completely demolish you, and there's no chance you'll win if you camp. What you can do is, if you're trapping, that you can camp. There is one spawn trap on Shipyard that's pretty effective, but I wouldn't recommend doing it. I'd recommend just playing the game, because if you camp, you're not going to get any kills. Okay, so the last tip is arguably the best tip, and this tip is pretty simple. Make yourself impossible to track. So Krunker is a first person shooter and people need to track you. Obviously, we all know this. So what you do is you make yourself impossible to track. Now there are two ways of doing this. I'm gonna go into detail in the easy one, but I will tell you guys both the methods of making yourself impossible to track. The first way is if you just use movement like scuff. This takes a lot of time and you probably need a high-end PC to execute this properly, and this is honestly takes a lot of time to master, so I'm not going to go into detail into this. However, there's luckily an easier way to do this, and that is by using the sawed off shotgun secondary. Now in pubs you need level 20 to use this sort of shotgun to unlock it, but in 1v1s you don't. So basically how this works is that if you shoot at the ground and press space at the exact correct time, you'll be able to shoot yourself up very high and make yourself impossible to track. Now the way we execute this into Krunker gameplay is that when you're slide hopping really fast and you see the enemy starts shooting at you. What you do is the minute they start shooting at you, you immediately jump up, and when you do that they obviously think that you're on the ground, but then when you shoot up they get really confused. And again, like I said, all you have to do is capitalize on their confusion. When they are pointing, when the time that they point their crosshair up towards the sky to shoot you, at that much time they'll already be dead, because you know where they are, but they think you're on the ground when you're actually in the sky. So when you jump up, it'll take them a lot of time to it'll take them like a second or so to point the gun up and shoot you, and that much time you can shoot them. And it's a surefire method of winning 1v1s. I use this a lot and I thought I'd share it with you guys. Anyway, that's it for the video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.